In Zen Buddhism, words are not just a means of communication. They are a powerful force that can shape reality and influence our perceptions. The significance of speech is deeply embedded in Buddhist teachings, where the intention behind words is as important as the words themselves. When we speak, we have the ability to create connections, foster understanding, or even sow discord. The impact of our language extends beyond mere conversation. It can affect our relationships, self-image, and ultimately our path to success. For many years, I was unaware of the power of my own words. My conversations often reflected confusion, frustration, and misunderstanding. Miscommunication can lead to a multitude of problems, strained relationships, missed opportunities, and even a sense of isolation. It wasn't until I began to explore the teachings of Zen Buddhism that I realized how much my language affected my life. I learned that my words could either reinforce a negative mindset or help build a foundation for a more positive, fulfilling existence. The idea of mindfulness in communication is central to this realization. Mindfulness encourages us to be fully present in each moment, to listen deeply, and to respond thoughtfully. This practice requires a shift in focus, from merely expressing ourselves to truly engaging with others. When we become mindful in our conversations, we begin to notice the energy we bring into discussions. Are we speaking with kindness and clarity, or are we allowing our emotions to cloud our intentions? This self-awareness is the first step toward effective communication. Reflecting on my own experiences, I can recall numerous instances where my lack of mindful communication led to misunderstandings. One particular incident stands out. I was in a heated discussion with a close friend, and instead of listening, I focused on defending my position. As a result, our conversation spiraled into an argument, damaging our relationship for months. It wasn't until I took a step back and reflected on the experience that I understood the role my words played in that moment. My journey toward mindful communication began with small steps. I started to observe my speech patterns and recognized how often I reacted impulsively, often without thinking about the potential impact of my words. Gradually, I learned to pause before responding, allowing myself the space to consider my thoughts and intentions. This practice not only improved my relationships, but also deepened my connection to the teachings of Zen Buddhism. As I delved deeper into my studies, I realized that learning to speak mindfully was not just about avoiding negative language, it was also about cultivating a more authentic voice. I began to explore the idea of authenticity in my communication, asking myself questions such as, what do I truly want to express, and how can I convey my thoughts in a way that resonates with others? This exploration led me to embrace vulnerability, recognizing that sharing my true self was essential for building genuine connections. The process of learning to speak mindfully and authentically is a journey of self-discovery. I began to practice techniques that encouraged greater awareness in my speech. Meditation became a valuable tool for me, helping to clear my mind and focus on my intentions before engaging in conversation. I found that when I approached discussions with a sense of calm and clarity, my words flowed more naturally, and my connections with others deepened. Another key aspect of mindful communication is the importance of listening. In our fast-paced world, it is easy to fall into the trap of waiting for our turn to speak, rather than truly listening to what others are saying. I learned that effective communication begins with attentive listening, allowing us to fully understand the perspectives of those we engage with. This practice not only enriches our conversations, but also opens the door to empathy and compassion. Throughout this journey, I encountered numerous transformative conversations that changed my perspective on life. One such conversation occurred with a mentor who shared his insights on the significance of intention behind words. He emphasized that our words are a reflection of our inner state. If we approach conversations with negativity or doubt, that energy will permeate our interactions. Conversely, when we speak with intention and positivity, we can uplift and inspire those around us. As I began to align my speech with my values, I noticed a profound shift in my life. I started to attract like-minded individuals who resonated with my authentic voice. Opportunities began to unfold as I communicated with clarity and purpose. The lessons I learned from Zen Buddhism were not merely theoretical. They had tangible effects on my relationships and my path to success. One of the most enlightening concepts I encountered was the idea of right speech in Buddhism. This principle teaches that our words should be truthful, kind, and beneficial. It encourages us to refrain from speech that causes harm or discord. By embracing this concept, I started to evaluate the impact of my words on others and the world around me. This alignment between my speech and my intentions became a guiding principle in my life, influencing my decisions and interactions. As I embraced the practice of mindful communication, I also learned to overcome challenges that arose in my conversations. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction, and how we navigate it can determine the strength of our relationships. When faced with misunderstandings or disagreements, I learned to approach these situations with compassion and a desire for resolution. Instead of reacting defensively, I began to listen actively and seek common ground. This shift in perspective allowed me to turn conflicts into opportunities for growth and understanding. The challenges of effective communication are not limited to conflicts alone. There are moments when we may feel hesitant to express our thoughts, fearing judgment or rejection. However, I discovered that overcoming this fear is crucial for authentic communication. By embracing vulnerability and sharing my true self, I found that others responded with openness and acceptance. This exchange of authenticity deepened my connections and fostered a sense of community. As I reflect on my journey, it is clear that the lessons learned through mindful communication have been instrumental in my success. Aligning my words with my intentions has opened doors to new opportunities and enriched my relationships. The journey has not always been easy, but the growth I have experienced has been invaluable. I encourage you to explore your own relationship with speech. Consider the power of your words and how they shape your interactions with others. Embrace the principles of mindfulness and authenticity, and watch as your communication transforms. Remember, the path to prosperity is not solely defined by material success. It is also rooted in the connections we build and the impact we have on those around us. Through mindful communication, we can create a more compassionate world, one conversation at a time. As I continued to explore the relationship between mindful communication and personal success, I began to understand the crucial role that aligning my speech with my intentions played in my life. In Zen Buddhism, the concept of right speech emphasizes the importance of ensuring that our words are not only truthful, but also kind and beneficial to others. This principle became a cornerstone of my approach to communication and a guiding light in my journey toward prosperity. Aligning speech with intention involves a deep introspection into what we truly wish to convey. Before speaking, I began to ask myself a series of questions. What do I hope to achieve in this conversation? How can I express my thoughts in a way that is compassionate and clear? Am I being true to myself? This process of self-reflection allowed me to set a positive intention for my conversations, ensuring that my words would resonate with authenticity and purpose. Initially, I found it challenging to balance my thoughts and intentions, especially in high-pressure situations. There were moments when my emotions would override my rational thinking, leading to impulsive remarks that lacked clarity. I realized that to communicate effectively, I needed to cultivate a sense of calmness within myself. Techniques such as meditation and deep breathing became essential practices that helped me ground myself before engaging in important conversations. One of the most profound lessons I learned was the impact of intention on the energy of our conversations. When I approached discussions with a clear intention to understand and connect, the dynamic shifted positively. People responded more openly, creating an environment where collaboration and innovation flourished. Conversely, when my intentions were muddled by negativity or self-doubt, conversations often turned into misunderstandings and conflict. In my professional life, aligning my speech with my intentions became instrumental in building strong relationships with colleagues and clients. I discovered that when I communicated with clarity and purpose, it not only enhanced my credibility, but also fostered trust. Clients were more likely to engage with me when they felt my sincerity and commitment to their needs. This alignment between my words and actions created a ripple effect, leading to more meaningful connections and increased opportunities for collaboration. Moreover, I recognize that effective communication extends beyond just verbal exchanges. It also encompasses non-verbal cues. Body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions all contribute to the message we convey. I learned to be mindful of these aspects, ensuring that my non-verbal signals aligned with my spoken words. This holistic approach to communication reinforced the sincerity of my intentions and deepened the impact of my messages. As I navigated the complexities of communication in both personal and professional settings, I encountered numerous challenges. There were moments when I struggled to express my thoughts clearly, especially in emotionally charged situations. It became evident that embracing vulnerability was essential for authentic communication. By allowing myself to be open about my feelings and uncertainties, I created space for others to do the same. This exchange of vulnerability not only strengthened my connections, but also fostered a sense of belonging. Additionally, I learned to view conflicts as opportunities for growth, rather than obstacles to be avoided. Each disagreement provided a chance to clarify misunderstandings and deepen relationships. Instead of approaching conflicts with defensiveness, I shifted my perspective to one of curiosity and understanding. This transformation allowed me to engage in constructive dialogues, where differing viewpoints could be discussed openly and respectfully. Throughout this journey, I continually reminded myself of the teachings of Zen Buddhism, which emphasize the importance of compassion and understanding. By infusing these principles into my conversations, I was able to create a more supportive and collaborative environment. The more I practiced aligning my speech with my intentions, the more I witnessed the positive effects on my relationships and my overall sense of fulfillment. The impact of mindful communication on my life became increasingly evident as I applied these principles consistently. The opportunities that arose from clear and intentional speech were remarkable. I found myself attracting like-minded individuals who shared my values and vision. Collaborations blossomed, and my professional network expanded as I cultivated relationships based on trust and respect. Ultimately, aligning my speech with my intentions not only contributed to my success, but also enriched my life in profound ways. The connections I forged were not merely transactional. They were meaningful relationships that provided support, inspiration, and growth. This journey taught me that the true essence of prosperity lies not only in financial success, but also in the quality of the connections we nurture. As I embraced the teachings of Zen Buddhism, I realized that my journey was not just about achieving personal success, but also about contributing to the well-being of others. By communicating mindfully and with intention, I had the power to uplift those around me. This realization fueled my commitment to continue practicing mindful communication in all aspects of my life. As I moved forward, I remained dedicated to deepening my understanding of myself and others through communication. I sought to refine my ability to express compassion, kindness, and authenticity in every interaction. By doing so, I aimed not only to enhance my own life, but also to create a positive ripple effect in the lives of those I encountered. The path to prosperity is illuminated by the connections we build and the intentions behind our words. By embracing the principles of mindful communication, we can navigate our lives with purpose, authenticity, and compassion. Each conversation becomes an opportunity for growth, understanding, and the cultivation of meaningful relationships. In this way, we can all contribute to a more harmonious and prosperous world. As I reflect on the journey of learning to communicate mindfully, I find it essential to address the challenges that often arise in our conversations. Conflicts and misunderstandings are inevitable, and how we handle these situations can significantly impact our relationships. Embracing effective communication skills became crucial in navigating these challenges and fostering positive outcomes. One of the primary challenges in communication is the potential for misinterpretation. Our words can be easily misconstrued, leading to unnecessary conflict. To combat this, I learned to prioritize clarity in my speech. Instead of assuming that my message would be understood as intended, I began to elaborate on my thoughts, providing context and examples. This approach not only minimized confusion, but also encouraged more meaningful dialogues. Additionally, I discovered the importance of active listening in overcoming communication challenges. It became evident that many conflicts arise from a lack of understanding rather than a fundamental disagreement. By truly listening to the perspectives of others, I could respond with empathy and compassion. This practice transformed my conversations, creating an environment where differing viewpoints were welcomed and respected. Handling disagreements gracefully is another vital aspect of effective communication. Instead of allowing emotions to dictate my responses, I learned to remain calm and composed. Techniques such as taking deep breaths and pausing before reacting helped me approach conflicts with a clearer mind. This shift in perspective allowed me to engage in constructive dialogues rather than falling into the trap of defensiveness. In my personal relationships, I encountered moments when misunderstandings threatened to drive a wedge between me and those I cared about. Instead of shying away from these conflicts, I embraced the opportunity to engage in open discussions. By expressing my feelings honestly and inviting others to share their perspectives, I fostered an environment of trust and understanding. This approach not only resolved conflicts but also strengthened our connections. Through my experiences, I came to understand that effective communication is a skill that can be developed over time. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to embrace vulnerability. By committing to this journey, I found that my relationships flourished, and I became more adept at navigating the complexities of human interaction. As I continued to embrace the teachings of Zen Buddhism, I recognized that compassion is at the core of effective communication. Approaching conversations with a genuine desire to understand others fosters a sense of connection and belonging. I learned to view conflicts as opportunities for growth and mutual understanding, rather than as threats to be avoided. The process of overcoming challenges in communication ultimately transformed my approach to life. It taught me resilience, empathy, and the importance of maintaining an open heart. Each experience, whether positive or challenging, contributed to my growth as a communicator and as a person. As I reflect on this journey, I encourage you to embrace the challenges that arise in your own conversations. Recognize that misunderstandings are part of the human experience, and how you respond to them can define the strength of your relationships. By practicing active listening, prioritizing clarity, and approaching conflicts with compassion, you can navigate the complexities of communication with grace and understanding. Ultimately, the journey of mindful communication is a continuous process of learning and growth. Each interaction presents an opportunity to deepen your understanding of yourself and others. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the successes, and commit to becoming a more compassionate and effective communicator. In doing so, you will not only enrich your own life, but also contribute to a more harmonious and connected world. As I reached the final chapter of my journey, it became clear that the lessons learned through mindful communication had not only transformed my personal life, but also paved the way for my professional success. The path to prosperity is not solely defined by material wealth. It is also rooted in the connections we build and the impact we have on those around us. By embracing the principles of Zen Buddhism and aligning my speech with my intentions, I found myself attracting opportunities that aligned with my values. The more I practiced mindful communication, the more I discovered a profound sense of fulfillment in my work. This fulfillment stemmed from the knowledge that I was contributing positively to the lives of others. Sharing my voice and message with the world became a powerful aspect of my journey. As I grew more comfortable expressing my thoughts and ideas, I realized that my experiences could inspire and uplift those around me. Whether through public speaking, writing, or engaging in meaningful conversations, I found joy in sharing my insights and connecting with others on a deeper level. In my professional endeavors, I discovered that effective communication was key to building strong relationships with clients, colleagues, and stakeholders. The ability to articulate my ideas clearly and with purpose not only enhanced my credibility, but also fostered a sense of trust among those I worked with. Clients responded positively to my authenticity and commitment to their needs, leading to fruitful collaborations and long-lasting partnerships. Moreover, I recognized that my journey of mindful communication extended beyond my immediate circle. By sharing my message with a broader audience, I had the potential to create a positive ripple effect in the world. Whether through workshops, webinars, or community engagement, I sought opportunities to inspire others to embrace the power of mindful communication in their own lives. As I reflected on the path to prosperity, I understood that true wealth encompasses more than financial success. It includes the richness of our relationships, the impact we have on others, and the legacy we leave behind. By committing to mindful communication, we can create a more compassionate world where understanding and empathy flourish. Throughout this journey, I also encountered the importance of gratitude. Expressing appreciation for the people and experiences that have shaped my life became a vital practice. Gratitude not only enhanced my overall well-being, but also fostered deeper connections with others. When we acknowledge and appreciate the contributions of those around us, we create a positive environment where everyone feels valued and respected. In conclusion, the lessons learned through my exploration of mindful communication have been transformative in every aspect of my life. By aligning my speech with my intentions, embracing vulnerability, and approaching conversations with compassion, I have created a life rich in meaningful connections and opportunities for growth. I encourage you to embark on your own journey of mindful communication. Embrace the power of your words, align them with your intentions, and share your authentic voice with the world. As you do so, you will not only enhance your relationships and achieve personal success, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Remember, the path to prosperity is illuminated by the connections we build and the impact we have on those around us. Through mindful communication, we can create a brighter future for ourselves and those we encounter along the way.